A fellow called me and said, Don, I've got a lot of credit card debt. Should I use a reverse mortgage to pay it off? I asked him, how much was it? He says, oh, it's a lot. You've probably never seen a number this big. I said, I've been around 17 years. I've seen pretty big numbers. He says, I owe around $100,000 in credit card debt. Well, I had not actually seen a number that big, but I'd seen close, because it happens. The baby boomer generation, they're living longer, they haven't saved enough, and they're more highly indebted. And so he asked me, should I use a reverse mortgage to pay off credit card debt? Here's my traditional answer, and I want you to weigh this with you, your family, your advisor, your children. 3 ways we should look at credit card debt or consumer debt. I look at eliminating it, paying it off. Number 2, negotiating it. Sometimes you see these commercials where the lender, the credit card company, will take less than what's owed. Maybe that's an option you can explore, or mitigate it, which is how can I parcel it out, do things a little differently. So one of the things is, if you had $100,000 in credit card debt, and the reverse mortgage made $100,000 available to you, should you use that money to pay off credit card debt? Traditionally, I would say no, I wouldn't do that. Why? Because if you're 62 or 65 years of age and you're monetizing your most substantial asset, which would be in that case that you're describing, what are the odds that you're going to need to use that $100,000 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road? I think the odds are pretty great that you're going to need to access that money. But if you spend your money, your housing wealth, to pay that off, what happens when you need it down the road? You're not going to have access to it. So consumer debt is very serious. It should be taken seriously, but I would not use the reverse mortgage as my first option. Eliminate it, consolidate it, negotiate it, mitigate it, but don't consider housing wealth until you've looked at all those other options first. Talk to you next time.